everyone, and welcome to Survive This Crit RPG Edition, where we combine our love for horror movies and RPGs to answer that all-important question: can you survive this horror movie? In this episode, we are going to play one of our favorite RPGs, Monster of the Week, and see whether or not I can survive the whatever scenario Kylie has devised.
Nick, you have the option today of two different RPGs that I have created. We can either play D&D or Monster of the Week. The scenarios being, if you do Monster of the Week, you will be at Buffalo Bill's home. If you do Dungeons and Dragons, you will be facing Hannibal Lecter himself.
I'm going to go with Monster of the Week because I just have the character sheet pulled up and I've been liking it so far. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. I
feel like I have a better chance against Buffalo Bill anyways.
I will say to our audience members now, this is my first time GMing Monster of the Week, so please don't be mean to me. Nick, in the meantime, I'm going to send you a map real quick that you will be following. It's a rough map, but it's actually based on the real map that they used for the film. It was created by the production designer. So
okay.
I thought that was pretty cool, pretty nifty little thing to have. You, Nicholas, are an FBI agent trainee. You have been ordered by Jack Crawford to investigate the details of the senator's daughter's disappearance, which has brought you to Ohio, of all states in America, and to old Mrs. Lipman's house, who Frederica used to do alterations for. You arrive to a cozy single-family house, hoping to meet Mrs. Lipman and get closer to solving the case after getting off the phone with Jack Crawford, who had assured you that they found the killer and were entering his home now.
Okay. So I'm approaching the door, right?
Yes, you're approaching the door to the house.
I knock on the door.
You knock on the door, and a mid-30s blonde man with blue eyes answered. He seems nervous and a little shifty.
I'm sorry. I'm actually I'm a little lost
right now. Can I help you?
I...
Sir, I don't know what you're doing soliciting on my doorstep, but I'd prefer if you leave.
I'm actually here because I received a phone call about a problem with the TV. I'm here to fix the TV.
Sir, you received no such phone call. My TV is working fine. So
are you sure about that?
Sir, I'm sure.
This is the address, right? Whoa, I stick my foot in. I go, whoa, sir. I'm pretty sure I have the right address here. Is this and then I read off whatever the address is?
This is the right address, but we don't need our TV fixed.
Okay. I'm sorry. Do you mind if because I'm assuming we're in the 1980s where the movie takes place. Do you mind, can I use your phone really quick to see, maybe they just gave me the wrong address or something.
I think you're going to have to roll something to see if that can actually happen.
Okay. Clearly I'm amazing at this.
All right, go ahead and try to be charming. We'll see.
I got +2 charm. Let's see. 2. So 4.
That unfortunately does not work. He does close the door in your face. So I think you're going to have to figure out something else as he closes the door in your face and leaves the door frame.
Okay. Shoot. I wonder, can I put on a disguise?
Yeah. Do you got a disguise in the rental car you're using?
Do I have a disguise?
Let's see. Why don't you roll for Act Under Pressure? Let's see if you can come up with something based on what you have in your car and see if you can create a disguise.
Okay, let's roll for Act Under Pressure.
Oh no.
1.
Oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is gonna be the. You could go through the back porch, but it may not. Yeah, there is a back porch according to this map. So, all right. So you definitely will need to roll and act under pressure to see if you can actually get in.
Okay, let's do this. Dice don't fail me now. And they still don't. It's a 1.
Wait, you've been rolling a d6, right? What have you been rolling?
It's a D6.
Wow. You have probably the worst luck in the entire world. Okay, so let's play this out. Okay, so
Let's play it out. Let's see what
you
happens.
go up to the back porch and you make the door creak at such an ungodly loudly level that the gentleman from inside, he was watching you as you were wandering around, and he immediately opens the door and he has a gun to your face. What are you gonna do?
I'm sorry, is this not the door to my van?
Sir, you need to tell me what you're doing here right now. I don't know why I went southern. Or I'm gonna call the cops.
Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna go big with this one. I look down, and then I immediately look back up with a deranged look on my face. And I go, hello, James. My name is Dr. Hannibal Lecter. Maybe you've heard of me.
I haven't heard of some doctor lately, sir. So if you don't mind, I'm gonna get back to my projects in here.
You were a patient of mine, don't you remember?
Yeah, you're about 30 years younger than I remember.
Oh, clearly your memory is terrible. It's probably part of the delusions you would experience.
Could I get you some help or something? You clearly look like you have a desperate need for help.
Okay, then I go. If I could just use your telephone. I'm very, very lost right now.
Some doctor. So he lets you inside, but his gun is still raised. He's still very suspicious of you. And his house is dark, only with natural light coming in. His home is filthy, with papers scattered everywhere, old food boxes stacked, and a stench that could only be decaying food. What you gonna do?
Well, first off, I make a comment saying, you really should probably clean up in here, don't you think?
He looks at you and he says, if you cannot be polite in my home, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Okay.
And his phone is right adjacent to the kitchen. It's hanging up on the pantry, on one of the walls of the pantry, because it's one of the cordless phones. And he still stands there with his gun ready. He's ready with his gun.
Oh boy. This is gonna be tough.
You're doing
Oh
great.
my god. I'm probably gonna die.
Says, go ahead, make your call. I don't understand why you're attempting to break into my home. You can also have the option, because this dude, like, you don't know his story yet. The only thing that has happened so far is that you broke into his house claiming you're his old therapist. So, yeah, he's kind of in the right to pull a gun on you, because he's like, what the heck are you doing?
No, I don't blame him for pulling a gun on me. But I'm trying. I gotta keep going with this.
All right, keep going. So he shows you where the phone is, and he's just standing aside.
Okay. I tell him that I'm just gonna make a quick call to my office.
And
Real
he
quick.
stands there. He's not leaving. He's standing there looking at you.
I am going to pick up the phone and I'm going to make a call to Jack Crawford himself.
All right, go ahead, call him. You
attempt
need
to
a
make
roll.
a.
I think
I'm
you
gonna
need a
attempt to.
roll act under pressure to see if you can actually get through that.
Oh man, I'm gonna see if I could tap out a little SOS message through the phone. Okay.
You don't know
Act.
that he's the bad guy though. Yet. That's the thing. You've just come into this dude's house for more information.
What are you talking about? I know he's the bad guy.
There were other
At this
rolls that
point,
you could have made to really confirm that, but if you're using your spidey senses, I'll allow it.
well, didn't Clarice know at this point in time? I
She
oh,
didn't
she
know
did
until
not.
she realized there were certain things in the house that gave away clues.
Okay. As I'm making the phone call, I also start to look around the house.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so first off, the phone call's going through, and I connect to Jack Crawford.
Agent Starling, what are you doing?
Wait, how does he know it's me?
Because he can
Uh,
recognize your heavy, nervous breathing on the phone.
Hello.
This is
Um,
very unprofessional. What are you doing?
and I go, "Oh, hi, my my lovely assistant, Mrs. What?
I've got updated news for you. You are in the killer's house right now.
Oh, that's good to know, Patrice, my office assistant. Uh,
What are you
uh,
doing, DePinto? Are you stalling?
I just I just wanted to let you know that I I am indeed. Well, I checked out the house that you sent me to. It turns out you gave me the wrong address. Um, are you sure? And then I list out the address. Are you sure this was the right address to go to, my assistant?
Agent, I don't know what's going on here, but that is the right address, and we've been hoodwinked here. Do you need backup?
Uh, I begin to look around the room really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just check really quick.
And you
And then I
turn, and
start
he's
to
still pointing his gun at you.
I look at it with the eyes wide open, and I start to look around the room really quickly. Can I just kind of investigate? Like,
Investigate a mystery. Go for it.
okay, please get one good roll. Bye.
5.
Oh, yeah.
You're so close. You know what? I will give you.
So, for the record, listeners, uh, we realized that I have only been rolling the die once. I should actually be rolling it twice. That is my mistake. But we're gonna continue on and see what
Getting the
happens.
worst rolls in history. Oh my gosh. You've been applying your modifier, right?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So that's why I would say, oh, two. I mean, four or
There you go.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So act under pressure. The first one was a five on the
Okay.
record. Second is a three
Are you acting
and
under pressure or investigating?
investigating. And let's see. So that's sharp, and I have sharp at one. So nine.
Okay. Awesome. I will consider that like a win. You're good. So
Oh,
you look
thanks the
around the
Lord.
room and you see sewing equipment. You see spools of thread placed strategically throughout the home. It's the only thing that looks well kept is the spools of thread, as well as you noticed a moth flutter and land on one of the spools of thread. And to be more specific, it's a death head's moth. Dun dun dun.
I look
And
at I,
you look, and he's still pointing a gun at you because you did choose to break into his home with the terrible luck that you have, and you're still on the phone with Jack Crawford.
and I go, uh, yes, I could use some assistance with finding the right home. Thank you, Patrice.
And Jack says, I thought her name was Patrice. Did you just change her name? Who are you? Why are you
No,
here?
I was saying Patrice the whole time. You, sir, seem to have a problem with hearing.
Pardon me. And Jack hangs up. Jack says, all right, DePento Starling, we're on our way. You're off the phone with Agent Crawford. What you gonna do?
Let's see. How close is he to me with it? Like, is he point blank? Is he 5 feet away? What are we
He's
talking
about
here?
6 feet away, but he is pointing it pretty much directly at you.
Okay. Oh man, I'm so dead. I go, okay. So turns out my assistant did indeed give me the wrong address. I apologize for uh getting onto your grounds. I thought that someone might be in danger, considering that I'm a therapist and I deal with the mentally ill. My apologies.
I
You
thought
seem
you
like a
were a
perfectly.
TV repairman. That's the story you came in with.
I'm also a TV repairman on the side.
Why do you know so much about me? Why are you actually here?
Well, as you see, uh, Mr. Uh, Gum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, a man of my many professions has learned, and at this point, I'm starting to kind of pace a little back and forth while still holding the phone. I go, uh, one thing you tend to learn on the job with both these professions is the element of surprise. And I throw my phone at him. Or I throw his phone at him.
Kick some ass. I think you're gonna hit him with that. Go for it.
Okay, let's do it. I'm just hoping for something that'll distract him. First is a one. We're not doing good. Come on. Second is a four.
So 5
Okay.
plus.
Plus my tough, which is a one.
So you got a 6. He outmaneuvers and he turns, runs through the kitchen and through a door that is adjacent to the kitchen. And he runs down the stairs and he is out of your sight.
Does he yell, oh no, my phone? You
No,
shouldn't hit me with the phone.
I don't think he cares about the phone at this point. He cares about the fact that somebody just tried to chuck a phone in his face that is attached to a cord, so it would have come back and also hit you. But I will say you take 0 harm for that. It's just like a little jarring.
Thank you, thank you. As he runs away, I should also yell. Wait, you said I have a gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I yell, FBI!
Are you going after him?
Yes, I am. Now that I have my gun out, I'm feeling powerful.
Oh my gosh. All right. All right. So you can navigate the house and see if you can get in and where you're going.
I saw which direction he ran, right?
Yeah, you saw the direction that he ran. You didn't necessarily see what door he slipped into, but I mean, it's kind of obvious. It's like slightly ajar, if anything.
Okay. So I see him go into the door that leads to his basement area, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm holding my gun out in front of me, hands shaking because I know for a fact I'm nervous about all this. I say to myself, I know I should have stayed in engineering school. But here we go. I kick down the door and I yell again, FBI!
And you hear music, almost like dance music, playing from somewhere down there.
So I'm going down the stairs, keeping my back to the wall at all times. Okay, being cautious.
As soon as you hit the ground floor, you're in a room where there's a few mannequins, including one that looks like it has skin on it. And suddenly, you're in darkness.
Okay.
There's a power outage. You hear a female scream in the distance.
I stick my hand out and I start to feel for walls, trying to keep my back to the walls at all times.
Okay.
Okay. Did I get any sense for what's around the room before the lights went out?
Yeah, so from what was around the room before the lights went out, there was a door straight ahead past the room that you were in that seems to be where the screaming was coming from. And then the door to the and then there was a open doored room to the left, which had some sort of almost like you could see lights in a mirror, like it was a vanity mirror.
Okay.
But now, you know what? For and giggles, that is the only thing still on is this vanity mirror.
Okay. Still keep my gun out in front of me. Keep my back towards the wall. I start to. What can I still make out in the dark right now?
You can
Can I make out
see
any?
at least 4 mannequin shaped bodies. And the door
Format?
straight ahead leads to openness. There's a semblance of light, like it's coming from a candle, but that is it.
Okay. You
You
said I
can
heard a
hear
scream earlier.
a woman screaming from that direction.
Okay. So I'm gonna start by heading towards that direction really quick.
Okay. You notice when the mannequins shift.
I fire one. I fire one right now. The shifting
You
mannequin.
gotta roll to see if you're gonna make that.
Okay, let's roll for toughness. 8.
Dang, that's a hit. Okay, so you harm each other. So at the same time that you shoot,
Hold on. I'm gonna use my what could go wrong. I have a hold of 2, so I'm gonna
okay,
get rid of one of them, and I'm gonna reduce my harm suffered by 1
okay, so
because
yeah,
I
he
charged into immediate danger without
as
hedging my bets.
you did great. So you guys shoot each other at the same time. Um, he gets shot in the arm, and you get shot also in the arm because it's dark. He is down to 6 lives. So good job. You shot him, and he goes. Ah! You hear a male voice yell, and you hear a woman scream in the distance. You hear her
Okay.
go, and then you hear a dog bark.
The dog. The poor dog.
He does run off. You see him, his shadow, run, but he does return to his home ground. So he does run out of sight.
I'm going to use my oops ability, see if I can stumble across anything important.
Okay. You stumble into the next room, not the room that he went into, looking for something to mend yourself. And you do find some basic gauze adjacent to a pit-like structure. You almost stumble in, but you don't because a woman screams, "You've got to stay!" And the dog continues to bark. And you look down and you see a woman holding a dog, crying for help. But you also have gauze.
So I start to bandage myself up and I say, Miss, are you okay?
She says, "Get me the out of here. I can't see a thing, and obviously I'm not okay." And you hear a dog bark again. The dog starts to bark louder, as if it can hear something else.
Oof. Okay. I said, don't worry, ma'am. I'm with the FBI. I'll I'll get you out of here in a quick jiff. I just got to take care of some business real quick. And then I click my gun. I go
And you feel
all tough
shoulders
like.
behind your back as they attempt to push you into the pit. Roll an act under pressure. Let's see if this actually works. Let's see if you can maintain your balance.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my what could go wrong ability, use the last hold I have on it, and add an extra 2 points to my act under pressure roll.
Okay, go for it.
So 5, 2, okay. Act under pressure includes cool, which for me is 0, obviously.
Obviously, that tracks.
So 9.
You got 9. All right, you know what? That's almost perfect. So you inflict harm on each other. So in this process, as you're getting pushed forward. You manage to catch yourself, and when you swing back, your head hits something. It hits hard on somebody else's face. And you hear a man cry out again as he backs away, and you don't see him anymore. But you notice that he is moving very swiftly in the darkness, almost like he has special goggles on. And almost like that is what your head hit very hard, was a pair of night vision goggles. The girl down in the bottom says, "What's wrong?
No, yeah, zoom.
Are you okay?" She says from the bottom of the pit.
Okay, miss, is that the dog down there? Is that James's dog?
Yes, it's his dog. What do you want with it? I've heard it really bad.
Trust me, ma'am. I need you to get that dog up to me. Do you have a way to get him up?
She says, "I managed to throw a rope with a bucket up here earlier and managed to get him out that way. And James came back and he tried to get me to throw the dog up. I can't throw it up, but maybe if I throw you the rope, I can put the dog in the bucket and you can try to pull it up." So she tosses a long rope up to the top and you manage to catch it somehow.
Even though it's completely dark.
Somehow. It must be because
wow.
you rolled a 10. And she says, "Do you have a hold on it?"
I have a hold.
And she puts the dog in it, and you are wheeling the dog up. And as you do that, in the darkness, you feel a stab
What?
in your shoulder.
Ah!
It's only one harm, though.
Do I at least have enough time to grab the dog?
Yeah, go for it. You still rolled a 10. I'm just saying, you also took 12 years to do that. So he came back because he can see and the rest of you cannot.
Okay, so I have the dog. I point the gun at the dog.
You hear a voice in the darkness go, "Precious, no! Precious, no!"
I swear. I know where you are. I can hear you.
He says, "But I can see you." And you hear his gun click.
You want to take those chances? I could shoot the dog right now.
"Don't hurt my precious."
Put the gun down.
You put the gun down.
And turn the lights on.
I think you're going to have to roll something to make that ultra convincing. Because he can see. And you feel hands starting to grab at you. You got to roll something to convince him not to shoot the dog.
Okay, but first, before I roll for charm here, I'm gonna say a quick one line. We'll see how well this goes. I'm gonna say, I guess there's only one question to ask here. Who's more afraid? You of me shooting the dog, or me of you shooting me? I roll 8.
You convince him. He puts his gun down, but now he's in complete silence. You can't hear him.
Okay. I still have the gun to the dog.
And you hear a voice from across the room that says, "Please, put my precious down. She's all I have."
I'll give you your dog back, but you have to turn the lights on, James.
So you hear feet walk away, and the lights do turn on. But it also comes with an attack of moths. All the moths are released into the room that you're in. They are chaotically flying, bumping into you, bumping into other things. The only thing they don't hit is our girl in the pit. So they are constantly bumping into you, and you don't take any harm, but it is very chaotic, and you cannot tell where James went.
Okay, I roll in the general direction of his gun.
You roll?
Yeah, I'm making a dive for his gun.
Oh, okay. I think you're gonna have to roll some sort of act under pressure for that because there's moths everywhere. They all have the death head. They're like,
Okay, I'm gonna use my luck for this one.
cool. Go ahead and use your luck. You get the gun. Now what you gonna do?
Cool. I have my gun and I have his gun, and I
The
still
lights
have
are
pressure.
on. You can actually see he has run into the room of mannequins. He has his knife, but outside of that, he's unarmed.
Okay. I say, I'm not playing games with you, James. Show yourself.
He yells
And
from
I'll.
a distance, "My name is James, not James."
Sorry, James. I'm gonna. I'm gonna need you to show yourself and come out nice and slow, like.
He turns out the lights again.
What?
You were not convincing. You at least need to convince him if you're going to pull like that.
All right, James. Don't make me do it.
You're too much of a wimp to kill my dog.
I
I know
fire
that
one.
now. And in the darkness, you feel rough hands yank the dog out of your arms.
I fire. At that point, I fire my gun at him.
All right, roll to see if you hit. Roll a kick some ass.
3, 3 plus tough makes 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
So within that, you do hit, but you receive harm in return. So at the same time, he does get a swing at you with his knife and stabs your other shoulder.
Oh,
But
my shoulders.
he does take 2 harm, so he's down to 4 lives.
And I'm down to 3. Okay.
So
At
you're
that point,
bleeding out of like both your shoulders, and you have a gunshot wound in your arm.
okay.
James
I
says,
want.
"Please, just let me go. Let me be. I'm very unhappy. Just let me be. This is not how I wanted it to go."
At this point, I go to tackle. Um, I go to tackle James.
You can't see.
Yeah, but we were just hitting each
That's
other. He
true.
stabbed
He
me.
did. Yeah. Okay.
I know
So
where he is.
go ahead and roll the kick some ass. Let's see if that tackle actually hits.
Okay, first is a 5.
And you guys are fighting like right above the pit, which is hilarious. You're so close to death. Because that's 100-foot fall.
Okay. I just got a 12.
Oh, okay. So you smash
Language.
him down into the ground with that tackle using your wrestling skills that you learned in high school.
Yes.
So you smash him down. You hear his head and body hit the stone floor hard. And you hear him cry out in pain. And his pain of crying out turns into tears. You hear this grown man that you are on top of crying. He does have his night vision goggles still on his head.
All right. I click my gun. I point it right at his face. And I reach for his goggles while saying, "You're not happy? You think Catherine down there is happy?" I pull his night vision goggles off.
And you
Welcome to my world.
and now you can see everything in the room clearly. You see this man that you are on top of sobbing. And you can look over to the side of you in the pit and you see a girl who looks like she's recently put on some weight. But she is dirty and bruised and she looks exhausted. She's screaming, "Finish him." And James cries, and between his tears, he's like, "No, please, I have Precious to live for." And you look around and you see a little dog limping pretty badly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. At that point, while I still have him pinned down, I look at him. I say, "No, I'm not some type of sick monster who's going to shoot a dog. I'd only threaten to use that against you, because I knew it would work." At which point, I then yell at Catherine, "I'm not going to kill him either. I'm not going to finish him off. he'll be taken down by the swift justice of the U.S. law.
Catherine's like, well, if you're not a man to finish him up, then I should. But she's 100 feet down. She can't do anything. So what are you going to do with James? Because help is at least hours away.
Okay. I
He's
at least
wiggling
do
pretty violently under there.
I at least do this. I take the gun, I cock it, and I aim it at his shin.
Yeah.
I go, are you done here, James? Or am I gonna have to detain you?
And he's still wiggling violently. He's like, this is not how I die.
Fire.
You shoot him? All right. Do
Shoot him in the shin.
ow. New
Point
definition of
blank.
shin splints. Holy crap, that's gotta hurt. So you do need to roll a kick some ass to see if that actually hits.
Okay. So you're saying if I miss point blank, oh boy.
Yeah. Or if it ricochets, because from my experience that can happen.
Okay, well, not good. First roll was a 1. Next roll was a 2.
You miss point blank, but he does scream in agony out of fear. And he says, please, please, just let me up. I won't fight you. Just let me up. I need to make sure my dog is okay.
I look for his knife really quickly and I grab that. Can I reach it?
Yeah.
Okay. I reach
Pretty much
I reach for
physically dominated him. He's like low-key bleeding out.
Okay.
As are you. You both have 3 lives, so.
Okay. I reach for his knife. I grab that and I put it basically I'm holding on to it. I'll hold on to it for now. So I have a gun in one hand, knife in the other.
What happened to the other gun? You have a second gun in your holster?
Sure. Yeah, that's where it is. If you say so.
Okay. So what do you do? You're just sitting on top of him while he's armless. Not armed, I mean.
Okay.
He has arms. They're just wounded.
I go for the handcuffs and I'm gonna handcuff him.
Okay.
I'll start by slapping one of his wrists with it. And then what if I handcuffed him to his own ankle? That'd be interesting. No. 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 We're not doing that. I'm not doing that. Okay. I'm gonna handcuff him to his vanity mirror.
Okay. Catherine yells as you're leading him away, "Don't leave me! Please, don't leave me!" And Precious trots over to James Gum and sits next to him. James, with his spare hand, strokes his dog.
At this point, I decide to look for the light switch.
Okay. Roll investigate a mystery.
Okay. So 6. Do I find the light switch? Okay. So I take off the goggles.
You're pretty much at the end here. I'll allow it. So you manage to turn on the lights. You see a tear-streaked James sitting, stroking his dog. And he says, "If they take me away, will you please find someone to take care of her? Please? I know I've done some bad things, but she's my world."
Don't worry, James. I'll make sure Precious is taken care of.
And Catherine yells from the other room, "Get me the out of here."
Okay. At that point, I look at James straight in the eyes and say, James.
Thank you for using my correct name.
I need you're gonna have to stay right here. Okay? Can't go anywhere. But if I even hear that vanity mirror start to scrape against the floor, I'm gonna have to come back in here. Okay?
He lazily nods as he has had a lot of blood loss so far because of the gunshots and from hitting his head so hard on the concrete. He's now down to 2 lives because of how long it's taken to get him tied up. He does not seem motivated to move anywhere. But Catherine is also 100 feet down in a pit.
Okay. Let's see. So I was stabbed in both shoulders. I hope I can get her up. I come over to the pit. I go, Catherine, I'm getting you out of there.
She says, about time.
I'm gonna need you to hold on to the rope.
So she grabs onto the rope. You're gonna
Oh
need a roll.
no, Catherine, I'm gonna need you to tie yourself to the rope. My bad. Let me rephrase that. Tie yourself with the rope. Tie it around your waist.
Okay. So you're gonna need to roll protect someone.
Okay. Um. So 8 with my modifier.
Okay. Um, so you can get her up until she's about 6 feet from the top, and then you feel
Mhm.
your shoulders start to give out. And you yell at her to grab onto something quickly.
Okay. Grab onto something quickly. I don't know how much longer I can hold you up.
And
I've
from
been
the other
stabbed in both
room,
shoulders.
you hear the vanity start to move, and you hear the vanity get knocked over.
I go, James, what did I say?
And she grabs on to the edge of the pit, and it's barely hanging on from 100 feet to 100 feet up. She's like, I don't think I can pull myself up. And you hear footsteps running up the stairs into the main part of the house. More like limping up the stairs, but
Okay.
so what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have to get Catherine out of that pit.
All right.
Okay. With what strength I have. I go, Catherine, grab my hands.
And you manage to pull her up. She's out of breath, exhausted, and you turn to the vanity, and James is gone. He used his escape maneuver. He
Escape
still could be
maneuver.
in the house. He doesn't have a lot left in him. Blood is streaking the wall of the stairs that he ran up.
I look at Catherine. I say, sit tight. I'll have to go take care of this real quick.
She says, when you get back, could you bring me the dog? I got really connected with the dog.
I go, sure.
So what are you going to do from there?
I start to head up the stairs. I look and see, is there a trail of blood?
Yes, there's a trail of blood.
Okay, I go up the stairs and uh I yell. Oh, I know to yell. I go up the stairs, keep my back towards the wall, kind of trying to peer out the doorway, leading back into the house. I kind of peek out, um, and yell at James. I told you to stay put. Where'd you go? Can I hear Precious yelling at all or barking?
The house is pretty quiet, but you can see that the back patio door has been opened.
I head towards the back door, but I don't exit the house quite yet.
Okay.
Um, but I do take a cautious peek out to just inspect the area really quick. Do I see anything?
What you see outside the back door is James basically laying outside the back patio with Precious laying next to him. The sun is setting, and he's looking up at the sky as he has a death head's moth on his finger. He hears you approaching, but he doesn't have the strength to fight. He just turns his head to look at you, to acknowledge that you were a worthy adversary, but that he has failed. He takes one more deep breath. You can hear that his lungs are starting to fill with blood.
I go, James, James, don't you die on me!
And with that, he closes his hand around the moth, squeezing until there's nothing left of the moth, and then his hand goes limp. With that, you have managed to kill James. Precious starts to bark, frantically licking her owner's face.
I go,
You have survived.
Oh, thank goodness. I was,
Congratulations. You actually did it.
I mean, I got very lucky. What can I say?
You did. And that's all the time we have for today. Thanks everyone for tuning in to Survive This Crit RPG edition. Make sure to leave a like or a comment and make sure to subscribe so that way you know when the newest episodes are coming out. Bye.